morning. Corral.
Can we find our seats?
Look.
Does anybody else need a recitation sheet?
Silver's right.
I think we're okay for the moment.
You guys doing for Thanksgiving?
Good morning. Can you hear in the back? Would it help if I turn the microphone on? Well, welcome this morning. It's good to see you all here today. My name is Erik Fromme. I'm one of the assistant teachers here at KCC. And to my right are Zopa, Bill, and Dora. And together we have the privilege of welcoming you to our Sangha this morning. a special welcome to those who are new to KCC, or somewhat new, and perhaps new to meditation or not so new. And also welcome to those of you who are watching on the streaming. Good morning. Today's schedule is our usual Sunday schedule of a little bit less than 45 or 50 minutes of calm abiding meditation, followed by a break, followed by our usual Q&A. Wow, what a week. Safe to say that regardless of who you voted for, the election result was a surprise. And I realize that in this room are many people who have very strong feelings about the election, and I expect that we'll have a conversation about that during our Q&A, and I'm looking forward to that. One might think that the Dharma should be a refuge from politics, but it's not. The Dharma brings us closer and in deeper relationship with the world and all of its realities. But that said, in difficult times, I think it's worth coming back to basics. And remembering why we practice, and actually doing the practices that have been cultivated with great care over long time and are really meant for difficult times. The one that seems sort of the most on the nose in the moment is the contemplation from the four thoughts that turn the mind on the unsatisfactory nature of samsara. And it's one thing to contemplate the unsatisfactory nature of samsara. It's quite another thing to live it and experience it. take a moment to feel how you feel about the state of our beloved country right now. And now let's recite our traditional refuge and bodhicitta prayer. Until the summit of enlightenment is reached, I and all beings go for refuge to the sources of true refuge. I will now practice the absorption of calm abiding in order to release all beings from their particular suffering and establish them in lasting peace and happiness. Until the summit of enlightenment is reached, I and all beings go for refuge to the sources of true refuge. I will now practice the absorption of calm abiding in order to release all beings from their particular suffering and establish them in lasting peace and happiness. Until the summit of enlightenment is reached, I and all beings go for refuge to the sources of true refuge. I will now practice the absorption of calm abiding in order to release all beings from their particular suffering and establish them in lasting peace and happiness. And so there it is, right in our refuge and bodhicitta prayer. The pledge to liberate all sentient beings from their particular suffering and establish all sentient beings in lasting peace and happiness. As our country increasingly becomes a country where thinking in terms of us and them seems more and more normal, this notion of working for all sentient beings becomes increasingly relevant and perhaps more important to remember. midst of all that, I think it can be a relief to do what we always do. And here at KCC, that's to practice calm abiding on Sunday morning. And to do that, we begin by first grounding ourselves in our bodies. It's a good time to check out your posture and notice any tension or looseness in your body. And as you go through your feet and your legs, your pelvis, your lower back and your abdomen, your chest and your shoulders, your arms and your hands, your face and your head. Notice any tension and breathe. And as you exhale, let go. And relax into a state of open, clear wakefulness. Bring that awareness, that wakefulness to your breathing. Place it gently there. You don't need to think about your breath or investigate it. You're simply noticing it. And rest in that noticing. One of the oldest teachings in our tradition comes from Tilopa. And the teaching is called 6 Words of Advice. When translated, it ends up as 11 words, but still pretty succinct. And there were his meditation instructions. Which are over 1,000 years old. don't recall. Let go of what is past. Don't imagine. Let go of what may come. Don't think. Let go of what is happening now. Don't examine. Don't try to figure anything out. Don't control. Don't try to make anything happen. Rest. Relax right now and rest. And if you find yourself carried away by recollection, imagination, thinking, examining, or controlling, gently and with great kindness, bring your mind back to your breathing again and again. a moment to stretch or reestablish your meditation. kitchen, and please help yourself. There are 3 bathrooms in the house, one on this floor, straight back in the kitchen, one at the top of the stairs on the right. If you go up, and if you find your, oh. Thank you, that probably helped. What I was saying was, please help yourself to a cup of tea in the kitchen, and that there are 3 bathrooms in the house, one straight back if you walk back into the kitchen, one at the top of the right of the stairs if you go up, and also if you find your way into the basement, there's a bathroom to the right of the landing. And let's see, I think we have announcements as usual, and our big event that's coming up is on Saturday, November 26th. Ringu Tulku Rinpoche is coming here to give teachings, and that will be at 7 p.m. On Saturday, the 26th, and then a full day of teachings on Sunday, November 27th from 9 to 5. And the topic with both, the evening talk is sort of more of a public lecture, and that topic will be Scattering the Clouds, Working with Emotions. And then the all-day teaching will be on Wisdom Mind, Compassionate Mind, the Union of Ultimate and Relative Bodhicitta. And both will be at the First Unitarian Church Bukan building, 1226 Southwest Salmon. But if you would go to our website and register for those, that would be helpful. And then you'll have all the information.
And in addition to that, there are a couple of other things. One is on Monday night. Both those events are downtown at the Unitarian Church, and on Monday night for our community here, we'll have a couple of hours dedicated to question and answer, which will be a little bit on the structured side, and soliciting questions from various practice and study groups in the Sangha. So we'll have a couple of hours for a question with him here. That's 6:30 to 8:30?
Yeah.
6:30 to 8:30.
Register for that too, if you can.
Did you say at Unitarian Church
That
or here?
Monday night will
Monday
be
night.
here.
Okay, that was not
So
clear.
No, I
it'll
said it,
be-
but it might not,
it'll
still
be
not clear, so I have to say it 2 or
Probably
3
be a
times.
little crowded, so, but that's all right, we can cozy up. And, but if you register, then we'll be a little more prepared.
And one other thing that's still in the realm of possibility, because our work on acquiring a new urban center is still in the realm of process, not product. It's not concluded, but we're working towards completion of purchase of an old church on Skidmore, and if that does continue to progress, we are very likely to have we've already asked Ringu Tulku, in case this comes about, for him to do a blessing ceremony of some kind. That would be at where did we?
We said 10:45.
10:45. Let's go for
On
10:45.
Tuesday morning. So, for an hour.
He goes.
Right before he goes out to the retreat land to be with our 3-year retreatants for a day. So that's still in the realm of the tentative, but so that's the best I can do is
But if you're on
let you know the status of
if you're
things.
on our email announce lists, that's where this information will come to you. Put it
And-
on there if you're on.
And then the Sangha meeting is coming up, and Linda.
This is also in the realm of possibility if the church progresses. If it does progress, the closing date is set for December 7th, so we would like to gather as a Sangha as soon as possible on Friday night, December the 9th, in the church for our annual Sangha meeting. I think it might be, nothing will have been done to it. We will have had the keys for 2 days, so it would be sort of like going to the Goodwill as-is store instead of where they've cleaned the things and hung them up. But we hope to have the annual Sangha meeting from starting at 7 o'clock till 9:30, at the church on Skidmore, so mark your calendars with hope. And as soon as we know, tentative, as soon as we know that it's actually going to happen, we'll send that out also on the community and the announce
And I'd
list.
say that the date is probably more tentative than
The closing
the
date.
fact of it. The closing date is something that may change, more likely than that we won't proceed. But not closed till it's closed.
And so we'd have the annual meeting where
We would probably
it's
not have
the
it
church.
because we haven't booked another place.
Oh,
We can't all, for
okay.
that meeting, it usually exceeds the capacity of this space.
Okay,
So we'll
Figure
hold it until we know for sure. you know,
Sit in
it-
pews.
Yeah, we're going to be sitting in pews.
yeah, but we're just saying we may not have the building, so we'll,
Yeah.
yeah. We can
We'll
figure
find a
that
different
out.
place and
I
date.
see. Oh, so the date will stay.
No,
even
the
if,
She's
date
saying
will
the
not
date
stay.
won't stay.
You can't book,
okay.
you can't, usually we have it at the church over on Northeast 21st, and that we book months ahead, and in the Christmas season, we can't get it that quickly.
Zopa has.
So, part of getting ready for Ringu Toku's visit will be purifying our spaces here and making them even more beautiful than they already are. So we're gonna move our usual fourth Sunday cleaning day to next Sunday before he comes, instead of cleaning after he comes. And so if you can, I'll send out a email reminder, but if you can plan about 20 minutes, 30 minutes after practice next Sunday, and we'll just be focusing on the shrine room and that area because we have a cleaning group that's gonna focus on other areas with great gusto. So that's number one. And number two, oh yeah, December 10th, I'm going to be leading a Tonglen practice day. It seems very timely to do taking and giving practice for compassion, and leads us into deep interconnectedness that practice does. So that'll be Saturday, December 10th here, and it'll be from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And it'll be a brown bag lunch so that we don't get into all kind of potluck and clean up and lots of dishes and stuff. You'll just bring your own little lunch. And please come. And that's online now, so you can register online for that. That would be great. And we'll have a wonderful time improving our minds and hearts.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, you can come for 15 minutes if you want. Just quietly in and out. Yeah, get whatever you can. Yeah, please.
I'm not sure this is the right time for this, but I think many of you know Lynn McClenahan. And I don't know if the word has gotten out, but her mother has died. She passed away Wednesday night, I think, and Lynn is with her family this weekend. So I
Thank
just,
you.
yeah.
All right. Oh, there's somebody in the back.
4936.
Northeast.
4936 Northeast Skidmore is where our church is, yeah. Okay, all right.
Bodhisattva night?
Oh,
And
yeah,
death
right.
and dying.
Oh,
Are
gosh.
we still dying?
Keep,
So with any,
so number 7 of Death and Dying is this afternoon, from 3:30 to 5:30, at Heart of Wisdom. And anybody's welcome to come to that. There'll be one more next week also. And then Bodhisattva night is the 18th? The 18th, Saturday, here, December.
I think Mary's hoping for some help with decorating
The day before.
the day before. And if things proceed apace with the church on Skidmore, this will be our last Bodhisattva night here.
Oh,
It's really fun,
yeah.
telling stories about bodhisattvas from every culture and the children come and singing, and I don't remember dancing actually, but
That could happen.
Various things have happened.
Yeah, very various. Come see, lots of surprises.
Yes, Karen?
Could you tell us what the subjects are for the death and dying this time and next
Sure.
week?
Let's see, so this time will be sort of well, there's three things. One is having a conversation about how to talk to your family about your advanced care planning wishes. Mary Woods, who's very busy in our Sangha, it's impressive.
She's upstairs with the
She's
children.
upstairs right now. She will transition quickly and lead a session on creating ritual at the time of death. And then this is our chance to have a conversation about death with dignity, suicide, and Buddhist practice. And the next time, Chosen is going to give a presentation on near-death experiences and how those can change the way you think about what happens when you die.
Please tell me again what time?
3:30 to 5:30. There's a flyer on the wall for the other things. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now it's time for our break.
I didn't recognize you. I looked straight at you. You know, I was like, oh, yeah. Am I getting a little part of it? No, but it was just funny. I was like, oh,